take me way back all those years to when you first started to realize that you were transgender.
Well, that's the thing. I realized at the time that I was different. And I didn't have the label to attach to it. I didn't know what it was. I understood that I don't fit in. And I understood that a lot of the lines along which I didn't fit in were gendered. But I didn't have the tools that I needed to make the leap and to say, oh, well, you know, I'm actually not a boy, and that's why I don't fit in. So that was a struggle, and it happened gradually because, as I speak about, you know, there was a lot of conflict at home. It was difficult for me to find the time or the energy or the resources to devote to myself because I was busy expending them on family life and home life and trying to keep the peace. So that really left me with this confusion that I didn't have the tools to navigate at the time. So I ignored it and I swept it under the rug. And I continued to do that for years and years and years. And eventually, once I did start to understand what the concept is, what transgender is, what the words mean, and I applied it to myself and I took a long, hard look in the mirror, then suddenly it all started to make sense.
How do you ignore something like that?
I can't give you a step-by-step guide because, you know, it's a complex interaction of multiple different factors, and a lot of it came down to a relationship with a very emotionally abusive father who used to erode my self-esteem, who used to have me walking on eggshells at home, who had me really just very terrified of misstepping and the consequences if I did so. And when that self-esteem and that confidence is eroded, you almost start to believe, well, I don't deserve to feel comfortable. And that helps you not to question why you don't fit in, if that makes sense.
It does. It does make sense. And I imagine the story is very different for each individual.
Absolutely right. And I always stress that, you know, this is my narrative and that's all that I have agency over. I can't share a story that doesn't belong to me. These are my experiences. These are my insights, my emotions that I have laid bare on the table, and I'm sharing them because I hope that people will gain from them. But every individual has a different story. There is no pre-cut pattern of transgender narrative. And that is one of the misconceptions in society, is that every trans person fits perfectly into this mold. And it's a blatant untruth.